As some of you may know, earlier today, or maybe yesterday depending on when this video drops, Language Simp published a video named Why I Hate Linguistics. Once I saw that, I had to make a response showing him and all of you guys why linguistics is actually so amazing and underrated. So here we are.
I want to preface this by saying that I do not hate linguists. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Oh well, thank you Language Simp. Unfortunately in this case, the player is literally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically infused with the game, so I can't accept your compliment.
But what I hate is when a new pure language learner gets brainwashed and falls down the linguistics rabbit hole, causing them to learn a lot about a language instead of actually learning to speak the language.
Oh, ignorant simp, where do I begin? Learning a language involves learning linguistics. I'm sure you know this, but there's no way to avoid it. Now, there are certain parts that you can avoid, but let's see what you actually hate about linguistics first.
And right there, we have a problem. I don't know what morphology and semantics mean.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Yes, big words in science fields usually scare people away, and that's okay. I mean, the public education system definitely doesn't teach us to love learning, but if you really gave it a shot, then I'm sure you'd love linguistics as much as you love language learning. And just to help you out, morphology is the study of words, more specifically morphemes, which are the smallest part of what makes up a word. A morpheme could be a noun or a suffix marker that's only used in certain cases. It gets complex, but it makes sense once you get used to it. Semantics, well, I'm not too much of a fan of it either, but there's nothing to hate about it. It literally just means context and meaning. But let's continue.
But above all, I don't like the word scientific. Language is art, not science, and there's nothing scientific about ordering orange chicken in flawless Chinese. This is what real Chads want to do, and this magic comes purely from swag and hormones. Scientifically studying languages is nerdy. I learned to speak languages, not learn about them scientifically.
Alright, now it's getting interesting. Learning about languages may sound boring, but I guarantee you it's not. For example, look at this table. This is a Russian grammar table that shows the first conjugation for verbs ending in whatever this means, however you pronounce that. And this probably doesn't even make up 0.0001% of the total amount of verbs in Russian. And to the average person, this may seem boring, but if you look past the memorization, then you can see the beauty of the pattern. That brings us to our first point of why I love linguistics. It isn't just charts full of words, it's literally a giant puzzle, and it's so satisfying when you finally understand what you're looking at after hours of study. And furthermore, learning about linguistics may help you learn a language in the long run. To fully acquire a language, you must absorb it. I'm sure we've heard that thousands of times. Immigrants that come from different countries absorb languages, and it could take them months to years depending on how good they are at learning languages. But if you want to speed up that process, understanding the imperfect past continuous in Spanish may allow you to be able to conjugate newly heard verbs on the fly. To me, learning about the grammar of a language is what makes it fun, but language learning obviously is different for everybody, so it either appeals to you or it doesn't, and that's okay. Also, to your quote saying language is art, not science, well, that is true in the general sense. But take the late Steve Jobs quote when talking about the success of Apple. It's in Apple's DNA that technology alone is not enough. That it's technology married with liberal arts, married with humanities. That yields us the results that makes our hearts sing.
But there are definitely some linguistic concepts that new and veteran language learners alike, in my opinion, should avoid like the plague. And there's no better example of this than something that the language elites call phonetics. It is my antichrist.
Okay, let's see why you're not a fan of phonetics. It is a pretty tough topic after all.
Phonetics researchers are responsible for creating the second worst thing that humans have ever made after the atom bomb. The International Phonetic Alphabet, also known as IPA.
Ah, the infamous IPA. It's every linguist's dream to have all the sounds made in every language in one list.
So theoretically, if you learn how to pronounce every letter in this alphabet, you'll have a perfect accent in every language on the planet.
That's a little bit interesting though. I wouldn't say that you would have a flawless accent, but you'd definitely be able to pronounce almost every word.
But my favorite symbols are the epiglottal plosive and the retracted tongue root.
My favorite would have to be the glottal stop. This is how it sounds. Alright, I think it's about time that we stop talking about the video. I can't force myself to see that side of Language Simp anymore. Let's talk about why I love linguistics. First off, if you learn about linguistics, you can deep dive into the complexity of languages. This will allow you to understand the diversity of cultures around the world, but by studying linguistics, one can gain deeper appreciation for the languages they hear around them because they know of their difficulties and the nuances. For example, I do backflips every time I hear somebody say pan comido whenever they speak Spanish because I learned that is an idiom and it falls under the subfield of semantics. It feels amazing to learn where these things fall into. Now it's time to play chess while everybody else is playing checkers. Newsflash, the origin of language is a subfield of linguistics. This is literally history. And we know how big the call of history buffs are getting, even bigger than the communists. Learning about the history of language is literally studying linguistics. And who doesn't want to study the history of their language, or even the history of the country where your language is spoken? Now that may be kind of falling out of the linguistics range, but you understand the point. Learning about the science helps you better appreciate the art. And let's not forget about applied linguistics. Many polyglots have studied applied linguistics in school. The only one I could think about right now is Ollie Richards, but hey, it's still one of them. Applied linguistics is the study of language in real-life situations. This can include translation and language teaching. Your high school Spanish teacher went to school for this. And although you might not remember anything they taught you, you can at least applaud them for trying. It also includes speech therapy that helps children and adults speak clear. It's even involved in language learning technologies, which include my mortal enemy, translation devices. There's even neurolinguistics, like that time Xiaoma got his brain scanned, and interlinguistics or cosmoglotics, which I'm going to be honest, I've never heard of before, but apparently it's the study of interlanguages. Hold on, I'll be right back. Oh boy, I kid you not that I was researching this and it's basically the study of creating a global language. And you know what that means. Esperanto. Hold on, I want to see if I could do that thing where people speedrun getting from one thing to another on Wikipedia. So I'm going to try to speedrun getting from Esperanto to communism on the Wikipedia page so we can see if they're really secretly intertwined. Alright guys, we're back. I do have some links already clicked, but that's because, like, as you know, I study linguistics. I read language Wikipedia pages for fun, but I actually want to see if I could get to communism from the Esperanto Wikipedia page to see if they're secretly intertwined. So let's see, where can I go here? Maybe we could press this guy. The world without war. I feel like war could probably be something about communism, so let's press that. Concept of ideal space of peace. Oh, capitalism? Oh my goodness, capitalism. Okay. Wait, maybe if we keep going down. Marxism. Wait. Okay, Marxism. Here we go. Karl Marx. Yes, Karl Marx. Karl Marx. Communist Manifesto right there. Wait, Communist Manifesto. Where is it? Communism. Communism. Oh my goodness, guys. I can't believe what I've witnessed. I can't let language simps see this video. Communism and Esperanto really are universally intertwined. Where were we again? Oh yeah, the beauty of linguistics is that it's all around us, whether we like it or not. And if you were wondering, my favorite subfield of linguistics is typology. I'll link it in the description if you want to study more. And it looks like that's the end of the video. Maybe now you can appreciate linguistics for what they are, Mr. Simp.